I mean, that's true, but... All right, so we're going to do a bit of a Hatha flow with the hips. So, for the purpose of the video, if you're doing this at home and you don't have a bolster, then you don't need to have a bolster, you can use something else. But for us guys, we have got bolsters, so we're going to use them underneath the back of the body, or all the way along the back of your body actually. So bringing your hips, or the back of your hips, to the edge of the bolster, and then we're literally going to just lay the whole of your body down. If you feel like your chin is really sticking up towards the sky, then I can bring you something to pop underneath your head.
I'm just going to think now about shoes. It doesn't even join much at all happening with it.
Do you want something underneath your arms?
It's stretching across the
Pouting or stretching?
It's uncomfortable. So,
How close to the bolster are you? Maybe come a little bit further away from the bolster. That's better, yeah? Yes, thank you. Alright. So yeah, options are, if your chin is facing up towards the sky, you can pop something underneath the back of your head just to keep the back of the neck long. If you feel it's a little bit twingy in your lower back, then you can always come a little bit further off the bolster. But we still want, so we're opening through the chest and letting the shoulders open across the front of the body. So your arms are just relaxed down towards the ground, elbows connected to the earth, palms facing up. And then you have the option with your feet to take the soles of the feet together and let the knees come out to the side. If your back doesn't like that, then feel free to choose an alternative position for the legs. Otherwise we stay here, because we're taking a flow with the hips today. I want to just start to open them up with our arrival in this position. So let those shoulder blades just draw down either side of the bolster. And let everything just be supported by the ground and the prop beneath you. So you can invite everything to just soften a little. In turn, hopefully that will invite fascia and tissues to soften and release too. And once you feel you're in a comfortable place, then start to arrive for your practice, breathing in and out through the nose. And just letting your focus follow your breath. See where you can feel your breath in your body. Perhaps you can feel it more in the rib cage in this pose. Perhaps more across the front of the chest. Maybe you can feel the backs of your ribs against the bolster beneath you. Wherever you can feel that connection to your breath, just explore it that little bit more. So maybe try and take a little bit more air into the body. Maybe hold it there momentarily. Just explore your breath. And take it easy. The primary reason we're in this pose is to help open the hips, but it's also an opportunity to begin to create the right mindset for your practice. Being present rather than in the past or the future. Connecting to the breath and letting the breath slow down. And perhaps deepen a little. If there's any parts of you where you feel you're holding on, then maybe take the breath to those spaces and invite them to release a little. I'm going to give you an option with your arms. You do not have to take it, and the reason I'm giving it to you is just to help lower the hips a little bit more and lengthen the front of the body a little bit more. So that option is to reach the arms up overhead and interlace the fingers, pointing your index finger. So basically gravity now is just weighing down onto those arms. They're not connected to anything apart from obviously your shoulder joints, but the rest of your arms are just gently floating into the sky. If you've tried it and you don't like it, by all means take the arms back, or if you haven't tried it because you don't want to, equally fine. Otherwise, if you're in that position, try and think about lengthening from the pubic bone all the way up to the collarbone. Really turning your armpits up towards the sky and lengthening those fingers away from the toes. Arms don't have to be straight. The weight of those arms and gravity will provide the lengthening that we are looking for. If you want to put more effort into you, then you can straighten the arms, but why would you want to do that now? Keep breathing down into your tummy, breathing into your rib cage, breathing into your chest. And let these shoulder joints just open and release a little more. So I'm not going to invite you to come out of this arm position yet, but you know it's your practice. If you want to, you can. Otherwise, invite that relaxation into those arms and the rest of the body and stay with the breath. Just noticing that natural rhythm of the breath, whether it's changed at all, as it's slowed. And whether your mind keeps pinging off to other places, which I'm sure it does, because that's what minds do. But just keep bringing it back with kindness. Okay, we're here for a few more breaths with these arms. It's also good for redressing posture for most of us these days, where we hunch over phones, laptops, sitting on chairs. This is a nice pose to help just redress the imbalance that creates. I say nice, you may not agree. Okay, you've still got the arms overhead, just slowly bring them back out to the sides of the body and just let them release down back onto the ground, palms facing up. Just going to stay here for a few more rounds of breath. Alright, next time you arrive at an inhale, bring the palms to the back of your thighs. Just use your hands to press your knees back up together and the soles of the feet onto the ground. Take a pause here. And then we're going to roll onto one side, whichever side feels more natural for you. Take the underneath arm and just rest your head on it, and let the upper body just lay down onto your side, and just take a pause here. Just breathe in, breathe out. Okay, from here we're just going to gently move that bolster away to the side. We will use it again, but not just now. And then come to lay on your backs with the soles of the feet on the ground and the knees up towards the sky. So keeping the left foot on the ground, just bring your right knee in towards your chest and just hug by your shin rather than your kneecap. Just hug that knee in towards your chest. Again, we're just stretching out into the hip on the right side and creating a bit of opening into the hip joint by drawing the leg closer to the upper body. You're going to release the leg, but just cross it over your left leg, sorry. So right thigh crosses over your left thigh. And then you're going to lift your left foot off the ground. So both knees start to come in towards your chest. How close they come to your chest is on you. You can draw them as close as you want, or you can just draw them in that direction. And then we're going to take hands onto shins. So it will be hands are landing on opposite leg shins, just because of the way your legs are crossed. We're going to use that connection of your hands to just draw those legs a little bit closer towards the body. So we're starting to draw some stretch into the outside of that right hip. This is a shoelace pose, because we've got our legs crossed over like so. Primary purpose is to open into the hips and open into your glutes and that particular area. Stay where you are, or if you feel you want to explore it any more, start to slide the hands further down the shins, maybe to ankles, maybe to feet, and then you almost sort of draw your feet out to the left and the right, but keep your legs really close. So your thighs want to stay nice and close. So if your feet don't want to come out, or you were quite happy where you were, stay there. We keep drawing knees in towards the body and wrapping left thigh underneath right. Carol, are you able to get your legs closer together? Yeah. Try and really squeeze the thighs towards each other, and then rest your hands on your shins. I want you to really feel it in the outside of your right hip. that happening? Yeah, perfect. You can talk. Sign language is good, but you're welcome to talk.
Is it, am I honest with you, am I right or my left shin?
So each hand goes to the opposite leg. Because your legs are crossed over, each hand should go to the opposite leg. That helps you just draw them in a little bit more, inviting that stretching. Try and relax into the shoulders. I appreciate your arms are sort of active here, but try and keep the shoulders resting down towards the ground as best you can. And a softness there, so we're not building any tension there. Back of the neck nice and long, and just keep drawing those legs in towards the body. Here for a few more breaths. Alright, slowly release the feet down, uncross the legs, and just take a momentary pause just there. We're going to keep the left foot on the floor. We're going back onto that right side. So we're going to take this sequence all on one side, and then we'll take it the other side. So bring your right knee back in towards your chest, holding onto your shin. Left knee is bent at the moment, but the foot is on the floor. And then you're going to sort of pivot in your hip joint so that you bring your calf and your heel towards your tummy, your chest, kind of across the body. We're not resting it on the left leg this time, we're just bringing it across. And then hold it wherever feels comfortable and safe for you. If you want to, you might want to explore extending the left leg down and onto the floor, but if that doesn't feel good for you, please bring the leg back. A further option with this, which is not necessarily accessible for some or many, is to take the inside of your elbow joint to the sole of your left foot and the inside of the right elbow joint to the knee of your right elbow. Yeah. And if you are taking that, you want to be able to let the head and the back rest back down. So as I say, it's not one for everyone, so please don't sweat it. What we're trying to do is pivot into that knee and that hip joint so that the shin and the heel are coming parallel towards your body. But again, we're just changing the rotation into that hip joint and opening out into that joint there. We're not going to do that if we're forcing it to be somewhere it doesn't want to be. So just explore more, bringing the leg closer to the body and that shin parallel. It's almost like you're trying to bring your shin to your collarbones, but we're staying flat on the mat with our upper body. Two more breaths here. Okay, from here, you're going to release that right leg, bring it down towards the ground so that it's next to your left leg. It might feel like it's a bit longer, and that's okay. And then you're going to cross your right leg over your left, but while your legs are long, so it'll be calf coming over shin, right calf coming over left shin. Excuse me. And then we're going to slightly draw the knees out to the side, so they're coming into a bit of a diamond shape, but we're just keeping it a really loose crossing over of the legs and an opening of the knees. So again, this is coming into your hips from a different perspective. Do you think there's a bit of a focus on hips tonight by any chance? Maybe? Okay, just breathe it here. You've got that arm option here as well if you want to take it, so you reach the arms up overhead, interlace the fingers, point the index fingers away, and this time maybe your arms rest on the ground, or certainly your hands. Let the shoulders just release away. Breathe here. So it's lengthening your front body, mobilising into those shoulders. And the whole time our legs are like they are, we're working with those hips as well. Okay, if the arms are overhead, slowly bring them back to the side of the body or wherever's comfortable. And then just bring the soles of the feet back onto the ground. And just have both knees in towards your body. Rock out left to right. Just a little counter pose here before we go on to the other side. Alright, when you're ready, place the right foot down onto the ground. And then bring that left knee in towards your chest. Hold on to the left shin rather than the knee joint, and just bring that knee close to your upper body, keeping the shoulders soft. Okay, from here, take the left thigh and cross it over that right. So we really want to squeeze the thighs together. Then lift the right foot off the floor and place your hands onto your shins. So you're drawing your knees in towards your body with the placement of the hands on those shins. This time we're opening out into the outside of that left hip, so your glute on that left hip. Option to slide further down the legs if that feels okay, taking the feet out to the side, but don't sweat it if that doesn't feel good for you. It's more important to keep those thighs squeezing together and your knees coming towards your body. If you're really feeling that stretch in the outside of the left hip, just take your breath there. Invite it to soften and release. Try not to build any tension in those shoulders. Find your breath, rest with it. All right, 2 more breaths. Last one here. As you exhale, release the legs, let the right foot come down to the ground, and then let the left leg uncross from the right. So we're going to bring the leg back in, the left leg, knee towards chest, and then we're going to transition to that shin to collarbone. So when you're ready, just bring that heel on the left foot towards your upper body, and you're sort of rotating into the hip more than you are the knee. Just need to just take a drink. All right, tickling my throat. And just move within your range. So we don't want to put any pain into that knee. Let the hip do the movement, and then just gently using the hands to encourage the leg closer to the body. If you want to, you can extend that right leg away, but you do not have to. If you do it and realise, why did I do that, then bring it straight back. Well done, guys. Keep breathing here. Positions you don't normally put your legs in. 101. 2 more breaths. When you exhale from that second breath, just let that left leg come back down along the mat with the right. Or if the right leg is still bent, just extend both legs away. Hopefully they're now more even. Then you're going to cross that left calf over your right shin. And then slowly just bring the knees out into a diamond shape, opening out into those hips. Option here with the arms overhead if you want it. Interlace the fingers, point the index fingers. Let the shoulders soften down. Try not to create any tension in the shoulders with this position of the arms. And let those hips slowly open with the legs crossed as they are. So the cross is more at the shin and ankle point rather than higher up, giving space for those knees to just work their way down towards the mat. Okay, if your arms are overhead, slowly bring them back down to the side of the body or wherever's comfortable. And then slowly press down onto the soles of the feet, bring the knees in towards the chest, rock it out side to side. All right, now your legs or hips have certainly moved in that way, let's move them a different way. So we're going to come up to a standing position at the top of the mat. So you can roll onto one side, push yourself up. You can rock up, whatever feels good for you. Just find your way to the top of the mat and come to stand. It's hard, isn't it? As much as you try to ignore it, well, especially with these things on your wrists and stuff these days. Alright, so we're going to ground down through the feet, so the ball joints of the heels spread out through the toes, lengthen up through the upper body. We're going to take an inhale, reach those arms up nice and tall. Exhale, hinge and fold it forward. So Uttanasana, we're going to stay here for a few breaths. So really let the head and the neck relax down. Weight of the head travelling down towards the ground. Press into your heels and lift your hips up. So feel that length in the back of your legs. You're going to, next time you inhale, lift yourself just to halfway. Ardha Uttanasana, body's parallel to mat. Exhale, fold it back down and then step back right, left into a downward dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Spread the fingers, lift the hips, press the heels down towards the ground. That doesn't mean they have to touch the ground, we're just lengthening out the back of the body, that posterior chain on the back of our body. Alright, we're going to inhale and lift that right leg up. So press your left heel down, lift your right leg up, bend into your right knee and open your right hip. It's like you're turning your belly button towards the wall. So I'm turning my belly button towards the church, but you guys are turning your belly button towards the wall. As you exhale, start to bring that leg forwards. Come all the way forwards with the knee towards your chest, and we're going to come into pigeon. So you're going to bring that right knee outside of your right wrist and walk that left leg back. So the knee, we don't want it directly in line with the hip, we want it slightly further out than the hip. And then that left leg, we want it to come as best we can down the centre line of the mat rather than off to one side, as it very often likes to do. And then I appreciate you're in an asymmetrical position with the legs here, but try and find a bit of balance in your hips. So if you feel you're leaning over to the right a little bit, then just bring that left hip further down towards the mat just to get a bit of balance. We're staying on the palms, just lifting up nice and tall, lengthening from pubic bone to collarbone, and still opening into that right hip. There is an option here to bend into your left knee and reach around with the right hand. Do not have to take this, it's just an option. If you're taking it, keep the heart and the chest facing forwards, and just let that stretch happen in the front of the left hip as well as the outside of the right. Breathe here. This weather is just bonkers. It looked like it was going to throw it down when I left. Now it's like, oh, I want to sit in the garden.
Was there direction rain here this afternoon?
I wasn't here this afternoon.
I drove to Brighton with my son, and my God, it was horrific.
Well, by the sea though, aren't you? Alright, if you have the back foot, let it go. Bring the hand back round to the front. Tuck your toes on your back foot and bring that knee in just a tad on the back. You're going to step all the way back into a split dog with the right leg lifting. So you're going to start to lift that back leg, draw the tummy towards the spine, lift your hips and press that right leg all the way back up. Take that bend in the knee again, open the hip out, turn the belly button out to that right side. Exhale, bring that right foot back down. You're going to come forward into a plank position. You can bring your knees down should you prefer. If you're not taking the knees down, then just be mindful we're going to move forward and down to the mat. So we want to come past the fingertips with the shoulders, and then we bend the elbows all the way to come down to the ground. From there, hands underneath our shoulders, inhale, lift our heart and our chest, come into that Bhujangasana, that cobra position. Draw your shoulder blades back and down, squeeze your elbows in towards your body, press the tops of your feet down, shine your heart forward. Exhale, soften all the way back down, and then you're going to press back to downward dog. You can come via your knees, or you can lift straight up and through those hips. Do what feels right for your body and your back. Okay guys, so we're going to take that sequence on the other side now. So we're going to start by inhaling that left leg up, pressing the right heel down. Exhale, bend into the left knee. You're turning your belly button to the other side now. Try not to shift the weight too much into your right hand. Try and equally distribute it as best you can between the right and the left. Next time you exhale, you're coming through to pigeon. So take it slow, just bring the knee through as you come forward in a plank. Rest the knee down outside that left wrist. Start to walk the right leg back to wherever feels right for you, but try and keep it in the center line of the mat. Take a minute just to set yourself up here because you know you're going to be here for a good few breaths. So same as before, if you feel you're tilting over to the left, bring that right hip down towards your left foot. Make sure that left knee is further out than the hip joint. And then we're just going to lengthen out through the front body. So if you want to come onto fingertips, you can come onto fingertips. You can stay on palms. And then there's the same option as we had last time where you bend into that back knee and with the opposite hand, you reach back with the foot. You do not have to take this option if you don't want, but if you are, turn your hips and your chest forward still. So we're not twisting around the body so much. And that enables us to open the front of the right hip flexor and psoas. It's nice hearing the birdies.
So you don't make music?
No.
Birdies.
Exactly. I love a bit of bird song. If you follow me on Instagram, you would notice. Because very often when I walk Frank, I just video it all so I can just hear it. And quite often catch the woodpecker in the golf course, which is nice. Okay, if you have the back foot, let it go. Bring the left hand back. So we're going to press back up to that split dog. So just slightly shift that right knee back in. Toes tuck and we lift the right knee up. And then use your strength to bring the upper body up and press that left leg back out. Right heel down towards the ground. Bend into the left knee. Turn out into the tummy and the hip. Nice and open. Exhale, bring that left foot down. We're going to take that shift forwards into that plank position to come down to the ground. So you take what version works for you. Keep the elbows close to the body. Bring yourself down to the mat. Press the tops of the feet down. Shrug the shoulders back and lift your heart, your chest. Press down into the tops of the feet. Shine your heart forwards. Exhale, forehead comes back down. We're going to tuck those toes. Lift those hips. Press all the way back into a downward dog. Alright, inhale, lift that right leg. Exhale, bend the right knee, open the hip, turn the belly button around. Try and keep the weight equalish in those arms. I don't think that's a word, but I've just made it one. Okay, as you exhale, bring the knee through. We're just going to bring it to the chest, that's all. So you're still like in a downward dog. Your knees come through to the chest. Hold it here. And then as you exhale, place it down in between your hands at the top of the mat. You're going to inhale and lift up the upper body from here. Right knee is over ankle. Make sure you've got enough width and length in your stance for you to feel you have your balance and you're nice and supported because you're going to dip with this back knee. If you want to change your arms, by all means do. Otherwise you inhale, you lengthen all the way up. You exhale, you start to lower the back knee down towards the ground. Inhale, press it back up. Exhale, bring it down. We're going to keep this right knee over your right ankle each time we come up and we come down. Just 3 more. Still cold, Karen, are you right now? 2 more. Try and stay slow and with the breath. As soon as it's hard, the body tries to speed it up. Path of least resistance. Try and stay with the slow flow of your breath. Not very easy to say nor do. Last one coming up here. Lift it up nice and tall. Exhale, take your hands either side of your front foot and step your right foot back so you come into that downward dog position. We're going to come forwards and down again, guys. So bring the knees down if that works better for you. Shoulders past the fingertips. Bring yourself all the way down to the ground. Inhale, lift into your heart. Exhale, fold back down, tuck your toes. Use the knees or lift and press yourself all the way back up. Other side, right heel presses down, left leg lifts up. As you exhale, bend that left knee, open out into the hip, turn the tummy towards the left side. As you next exhale, bring the knee in towards the chest, but kind of staying in your downward dog, just drawing that knee in towards the chest. Couple of breaths here. Okay, next exhale is bringing that foot through to the top of the mat. Your inhale is lifting you up into your lunge. So we don't want to have the legs too close together, either as in width or as in your stance. So just find a place that works for you. Knees over the ankle on that front leg. Option with the arms, keep them up or take them somewhere else. So inhale, lengthen tall. Exhale, slowly bring that right knee down towards the ground. Inhale, press it back up. Exhale, hover it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Breathe it in. Strengthen the lower body, lightness and softness in the upper body. You've got just 2 more. Last one here. Well done. As you come up, let your exhale take your hands either side of your front foot. Step back into your downward dog. Breathe it here. Just take this as a resting opportunity. Let your breath settle. Let your heels travel towards the back of the mat. Your hips reach up towards the sky. Push up and out of your hands. Alright, when you're ready, we're going to inhale, lift that right leg up. We're going to exhale, bring it through to the top of the mat. Left hand comes slightly closer to that right foot, and you inhale, sweep the right arm up, turn through the body. Press out through your right heel, and turn your right rib cage, left heel, sorry guys, right rib cage up towards the sky. I was like, that can't be the same side for your own ribs, it doesn't work. Alright, breathe it here, reach the right fingers up nice and tall. Okay, as you exhale, bring your right hand back next to your right foot. We're going to come up into a Virabhadrasana 3. So if you need to move that right foot more into the middle of the mat, go ahead. If you want bricks under your hands, by all means have bricks. As you exhale, you shift off that left leg. You press down into the right leg and you push away with the left heel, lengthening through your upper body. Keep pressing down into the ball joint of that right foot and try not to twist out into the hips and the pelvis if you can. Make yourself nice and long. Okay, you ready for the fun bit? We're going to inhale, lift the upper body and bring the left knee up to hip height. If you need to put it down, guys, please put it down. Otherwise, bring it up. Look at that concentration. Okay, we're going to find our balance here. And then we're going to take, basically it's like a standing pigeon, so I'm going to just turn and face you. Don't focus on me, focus on something either internally or externally that just is still and keeps your attention. So your left knee is up, your right knee is slightly bent. And you're going to cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Yeah, by all means use walls, anything else. Bring your hands to your heart space. And then try and sit down into that right leg. Find your breath, guys. Can't hit anyone breathing. Hold on. Just hold it here for a couple more breaths. Next time you exhale, release the leg off. Fold forwards into an Uttanasana. Ooh, hello glutes. From there, inhale, lengthen, come all the way up to the sky. Urdhva. Exhale, bring those hands down. Alright, we're going to repeat that on the other side, so we need to get back into our downward dog first of all. So let's reach up. Let's exhale and fold it forwards. Inhale, come halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Step back, left, right, downward dog. Take a moment here, press the heels down towards the ground, the hips up towards the sky. Spread out into those hands. Push up and away from the mat. Head and neck are nice and soft, guys. Okay, so it's left leg lifting this time. Right heel presses down, left leg lifts up. Next time you exhale, bend the left knee, open the tummy up towards the left side. Well done. Start to bring that leg through. You're going to bring the left foot to the top of the mat in between your hands. Right hand stays on the mat, left arm reaches up. Turn the left ribs up towards the sky, press your right heel away from you. Still snotty from that virus, you know. It's been like a month now. Keep breathing. Keep turning those ribs up. Okay, next time you exhale, left hand's coming down. And then we're going to shift into Vera 3. So if you want to move the left foot, you want your bricks, set yourself up before you shift. And then on your exhale, bring the weight into the left leg, press away with the right. Heels pushing out the back, spine is long, crown of heads reaching forwards. Try not to twist out too much into the pelvis if you can, so you want to invite that right hip down towards the ground. Ready for the fun bit? So, keeping the left leg grounded, bend into the knee, bring the right knee all the way through and up to hip height. Same as before, if you need to put it down, by all means put it down. Okay, just let yourself settle first before we go anywhere else. Bend into that left knee, cross the right ankle over your left knee. Bring your hands to your heart space. If you find that there's a more comfortable hand position for you, take it, but this generally helps us to balance a bit more, pushing the palms together. And then sit your butt down. One side may be more tricksy than the other. Keep pressing down into the ball joint of your left foot. Breathe. Well done, everybody. Just 2 more breaths. Good stuff. As you inhale, start to straighten the leg, bring the right foot down, and then fold out into an exhale into your forward fold. So we're back at the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen, reach yourself all the way up. And then exhale, let your hands come down. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, press it back down into your forward fold. Inhale, come halfway. Exhale, fold all the way back down. And then step back your right leg. And then your left leg, you're back into that downward dog. Press down into the left heel. Lift your right leg up towards the sky. Next time you exhale, bend the right knee, open the heart and the abdomen towards the right side of your body. Keep pressing down into the hands as equally as you can. Exhale, step the right foot forward in between your hands. Left hand slightly closer to that right foot, reach the right arm up, twist the ribs up towards the sky, press out through your left heel. Alright guys, Virabhadrasana 3. So right hand comes down, use bricks if you want, move the right foot if you want. When you're ready, exhale, shift it forwards, weight into the right leg, press out through the left heel, elongate through the upper body. As you inhale, bend into the right knee, lift the upper body, left knee's coming through. You've got this. Find your balance, take the left ankle across the right leg, palms together at heart space, sit down. Try and keep the back nice and long, shoulders soft, sit down. Usually find the second time round a little bit easier to balance, but we're all different, that may not be the case. Okay, we start to inhale, straighten into the right leg, release the left leg down, exhale, fold forwards, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, reach all the way up, arms come with you. Exhale, hands come down. One more left side, reach it up. Exhale, fold it forwards. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Step it back left and right, downward dog. Set yourself up, press down through the right heel, inhale, lift the leg, left leg. Exhale, bend the left knee, turn the tummy out to the left hand side. When you arrive at your next exhale, that brings the left knee through and the left foot in between your hands. Right hand slightly closer to left foot. Inhale, sweep the left arm up, turn your ribs up towards the sky, press out with the right heel. Try not to dump down into your right arm, elbow, wrist. Try and push up and out of that hand so there's more length in the body and less weight in the arm. As you exhale, the left hand comes down next to your left foot. You either use your bricks or whatever you're doing, maybe you need to move the left foot. You exhale, you come up into your warrior three. Press out through the back heel, lengthen through the upper body. Breathe nice and easy. Okay guys, we're coming through with that knee. So soft bend into the left knee, start to lift the upper body, bring the right knee through and up. Yes, I can't see you, but I can tell with my spidey senses that you both just smashed that. Okay, we're going to bend into the left knee, cross the right ankle over the left leg. We're going to sit down, we're going to press the palms together. Push the hips away. Find your balance. Soft into the shoulder. Don't hold stuff in the back. When that clock stops chiming, oh, can't make myself laugh, lose it. Oh no, teasing. I'm joking, right? Put your right foot down. Exhale, fold it forwards. Inhale, lengthen, reach all the way up. And then exhale, bring the hands down. Okay, just take a moment there. Just going to open the door because it's got a bit sticky in here. Okay, so we're going to come back to using the bolsters in a minute. So let's pop them at the top of the mat. So your head end of the mat, so they're there handy to use momentarily. And then we're going to inhale, reach up nice and tall. Really lengthen through the body. Exhale, really keep lengthening, folding all the way down. Press down into the heels, lift up into the hips, let the head and the neck be heavy. We're going to walk the hands around to the left. Twisting through, feet stay facing forwards. Walk them back into the center and then around and to the right. Walk them back into the center. Then you're going to place your hands either on the back of your calves or you're going to cross opposite hand, opposite elbow behind your legs if that works better for you. But you're just going to invite yourself to fold that little bit more so the abdominal region connects to the tops of your thighs that little bit more. You're still pressing down into the heels, you're still lifting up into the hips. Release the hands down, step the feet back and come onto all fours. From here we're going to come into a pigeon with the bolster. So before you come through, I'll just give you your bolster options. So don't come into pigeon as quickly as this, but you're in your pigeon, you've got option of bolster the same direction as the top of your mat and you bring your elbows and your forehead onto the bolster. Or bolster the same as the long edges of your mat and you fold your upper body down onto the bolster. So decide which one you might want and place your bolster ready to rock. We're going to go right leg forward first. So I would suggest we kind of push back on an exhale and then as you inhale bring it forwards and outside of that right hip. Then make any adjustments to that back leg that you need to. Really take time to set yourselves up guys because we're going to be in here for a few minutes. So I want you to be able to release and let go. Check the posture so we're not tilting over onto one side. And then when you feel happy with where you are, choose where you're going onto your bolster and let yourself go. So we really want to start to open into that outside of that right hip, but in a much more yin and releasing way, which is why we're using the bolster. That means we want to invite the fascia and the connective tissues to release, as well as the muscles. The connective tissue and the fascia won't release if the muscles are still tight, so we need to get to a place where we can release and relax as best as possible.
Also opportunity to lengthen out the back here, and if you're using the bolster underneath the whole body, just completely surrender the upper body onto that bolster. No tension in any part of that body here. And then once you feel settled, find your breath. Use that as your focus. Try not to wander away with the distractions of the mind. Invite them to stay with you and your breath in the present moment. Anytime you wander away, don't worry. The fact that you've noticed is great, and just bring yourself back. Unfortunately, pigeon isn't one of those that eases the longer you're in it. You just get to release into more places the longer you're in it, so you can feel it even more. Probably be here for about another 30-40 seconds. You know it's your practice. If you need to come out prior to that, please do. Otherwise, I'll let you know when we're going to start to come out. Okay, whenever you're ready, we're going to start to move slowly and gently. Just bring the upper body up, place down onto your hands, walk the back knee in, and then bring your knees back side to side. We're going to just take a child's pose in between. If there's anything you want to do differently, then by all means do. Otherwise, connect the big toes together, press the hips back to the heels, soften the body down. Maybe notice how you feel right side versus left. When you arrive at your next inhale, you're going to bring yourself back up. And we're going to take it on the other side. So make sure your bolster's in the right place for you. We're going to exhale, press the hips back towards the heels, give ourselves a bit of momentum for bringing that knee through, and then the right left knee even is going to come to the outside of your left wrist. Right leg presses as far back as you can down the centre line of the mat. Try to balance out the hips as best you can. Once you feel right with the legs, then let the upper body come down to wherever you're going. Go down onto the side. Whatever's more comfortable for your neck. And you're like me, you have to take your specs off. Okay, so again, just notice if you feel like you're tilting over to one side. If you are, just try and redress the balance by drawing the other side that's higher up down towards the ground. Really let the whole weight of your skeleton, your muscles, your bones, everything just sink down towards the mat. Really invite it to relax and let go. It's almost like you have to give it permission. Let the breath be your focus, not the past or the future. You're here for about 1 more minute or so. Again, if you feel you want to come out sooner, please do. You're going to slowly start to come out. Just move gently with kindness. Lift your upper body. Move that bolster just out of the way. Walk your right knee back in. And then bring your hips back. And again, option to child's pose or anything else that feels right for your body. Just press the big toes together, the hips back, and soften your body down. Just a more symmetrical place to put the body after those poses. We're going to come forwards up onto all fours and then come over onto our backs. Just take a supine twist before we come into our Shavasana. So just lengthen the upper body down onto the ground. Keep the soles of the feet on the mat, knees up towards the sky. Soften out through the shoulders, release the body down to the ground. When you feel comfortable there, bring your knees in towards your chest, place your hands on your shins and just hug those knees in a little bit more. Once you're ready with the knees close to the chest, take the arms out wide at shoulder height, palms facing down. Breathing in, as you exhale, both sets of knees over to the left. Try to keep your right shoulder down towards the ground. You can turn your head the opposite direction to your knees if you want to. It's just going to add to your twist a little bit more. You certainly don't need to. Feel comfortable where you are. Alright, slowly on your inhale, draw navel to spine. Bring the knees back up to center. Draw them close to the chest and then exhale them across to the right side when you're ready. Everything release down, including that left shoulder. Next time you inhale, use it to draw the knees back up. Take any last movement that serves you best. Maybe you want to rock side to side, maybe you want to stretch wherever you need. Then we're going to come into our Shavasana, just laying flat on the mat below. So just extend the legs long along the ground, let the ankles flop out, let the arms come wide away from the body. Palms facing up always helps us to release the shoulders more. Tune into your breath, and then I'll guide you through from toes to head. But just find your breath first. And then take your awareness all the way down to the pads of your toes, the spaces in between your toes, your toenails and your toe joints, the balls of your feet, your instep and your heels. Invite your feet to relax. Softening around the joints of your ankles, softening into your calf muscle and across your shins. Take that softness to the back of the knees and wrap it around the knees, and then gently travelling up the tops of your legs to your hips. Let your hips be really heavy now. They've done a lot tonight. There's nothing else for them to do but rest right now. And then soften across your lower back and your abdomen space. Relax from the hips all the way down to your toes. And then take that softness to the right and the left side of your waist, wrapping around your ribs, left and right shoulder blade and across your chest. Reaching the tops of your shoulders and travelling down each arm to your wrists, palms, fingers and thumbs. From the top of each shoulder to the ends of your fingers, relax the arms. Shoulder blades are soft. And then from the base of your neck all the way down to the back of your pelvis, invite each and every vertebrae to relax just a little bit more. Create a little bit more space in between each of those joints. Coming to the back of the neck, the sides of the neck and the jaw. Softly around the back of the head and the crown of your head. Soften and look smooth across your forehead. Relax around your eyes, your nose and your cheeks. From the crown of your head all the way down to the very tips of your toes. Relax. When you arrive at your next inhale, invite some gentle movement into your fingers and your toes. Start to bring awareness back into the space around you. And then listen to what your body needs. Maybe it's a stretch or a knee hug or roll to one side. Whatever it is, just move in a way that serves you best. And then in your own time, bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. Keeping the gaze lowered or the eyes closed, just connect the palms together at your heart space. Gently draw your chin down towards your chest. A little nod of respect to your body, your mind, your breath. Namaste. Happy hips.